Hello, hello, hello again. So excited to be back here like we are every day, Monday through Friday. We are bringing great content to all over social media. Today, I think we hit the bonanza. We get to have my friend Mindy Figueroa. She is the CEO of Latin2Latin Marketing. I was fortunate to meet Mindy at a presentation I did for Bank United. She was one of the invited guests, and she came up to me after my presentation and she said, "That was incredible. I need to meet you." And since that time, it's been a great part of my life, and I'm so blessed. Mindy, it's your chance to tell us something good.
Oh my God! First of all, we're alive and kicking. So that's for me the first one. And second, thank you for inviting me to your show. I'm a big fan of what you do, and yes, I was like mesmerized by your charm when I met you a couple of years ago, and ever since then we've been figuring out how to work together, and we have a project that we started, and we're very excited about it. Life is good, and that's what I have to say right now. It's 2.5 months in reinventing ourselves and pivoting and figuring out what's going to be the new normal. But most important, staying safe and making sure that your loved ones are safe as well. So for me, that's the first thing of being something good.
I love that. You are, for those that don't know you, can you share a little bit about who you are, what you do? I mean, I know you as a industry icon. After I met you, people said, I was like, "Well, I met this great lady." And they were like, "How do you not know her, man?"
It's kind of the same thing with you, though. It was like, you guys haven't met yet?
It's like, it was
uh, I am originally from Puerto Rico, left my beloved island 33 years ago via New York, did my corporate world stint for 20 years in New York City. And like all New Yorkers do, we decided to move New York down to South Florida, right? so so when I moved here 14 years ago, I used to go back and forth. I had a place, and we used to come every once a month or something. But it was time to move and become this as our residence. And I started a business where it was about who I am, my I guess my ethnic community, etc. I wanted to bring it to play, and I came up with the Latin2Latin Marketing, a company that will allow companies to engage with the Latino market in the United States, and has that want to understand how they can tap into the Latino market and sell products and services and have a wonderful long-term relationship. So that's how we started down here in downtown Fort Lauderdale, and we have been extremely blessed for 13 years this year that to work with amazing organizations. We work with all different sizes, from anything from startup operations, market expansion, people that want to grow to go to the next level. And then we also work with corporate America and in the healthcare industry, education, and other new media, etc. So we're very pleased to what we have done in the last 13 years. Have been recognized by Forbes magazine,
whoops. Whoop.
and essentially very happy that we're able to help companies grow their business by tapping into a growing segment of the population that people still don't know much about it. And this could be a great time to actually pivot and say, how can Latinos help me grow my business? So that's my role.
Love it. And, everybody that I spoke to just, obviously falls in love with you. They fell in love with the work that you do. So let's turn the conversation to this craziness that we've all been experiencing. What are you hearing? What are you doing? We talked a little bit before we got started about how you're filling your hours, how you're staying sane. Share with us, if you can, best practices or what is working as a
Yeah.
leader in the marketplace.
This is a great time for a lot of thinking, a lot of and also doing. So you got to think, you got to prepare, and then you got to make it happen, because if not, then it stays as a thought or an idea. So we actually closed our office. Today I'm in my office because I wanted to change scenery. I've been in my condo for too long. So I wanted to come here and get a little bit of fresh air now that we're starting to get ready to reopen officially here in Florida. But we closed, or I sent everybody to home a week before it became official. We have always been a hybrid company with small boutique marketing consultant firms. So I have people in New York, I have people in Puerto Rico, I have people whatever my clients require us to work from. And we have a core team here. So what happens is that we turned that, we've been using Zoom, we've been using all kinds of different video conferencing tools for many years. Since the first time they come out, we will use them because that's the way to communicate with clients everywhere. And then we started, we also, so we brought everybody home. But I noticed there was something that we needed to do in order to build the teamwork, how we can still feel connected. So that comes my first aha moment. And it was like, first of all, it shocked everybody that what we were going through. So I could, because of Zoom, I could see it in people's faces and the body language. And you start developing your extra sixth, seventh sense, I guess, to understand and watch what people are saying and what they're not saying when you're in a meeting. So what we did is that we paused in our, we started off by doing that every week for the past 8 weeks, and we will go into reflections. So everybody will pick a word in the team and talk about that word, what it meant to them, and everybody will react and assess the word and apply it to their current situation, how it was affecting them. We also talk about how being inside in home without coming out was affecting them mentally. So we've been putting a lot of time into what do we call it, intelligence, so that we can we can really get
big topic. So I love that.
And then it just grounded us. It just really set the tone for the whole week. And we just not go there with, okay, let's look at the tasks and see what you got to do and accomplish. It's like we're first trying to understand how the team is in their mental zone, so that, I know you guys are a lot into sports, so it's about being in the zone. And then how then we go and execute. And then we do check-ins in the middle of the week, and then we do another check-in at the end of the week. And again, we spend time either talking social stuff. So it's not just about work. It's about what happened with the kids. Sometimes we see the kids of my staff in the back, and there's some noise and this and that. And we're like, before, to be honest with you, it was like, okay, can you take care of the kid and put it somewhere? And it's like, now it's like, hey, how is such and such? And we actually interact with the kids. So that really set the tone. The second part to your question is, what am I going to do with my time? I don't have to drive. I don't have to get in a car and a 95 and be there for an hour and an hour and a half. So all of a sudden, a lot of new opportunities are starting to surface. People want to talk, they want to engage, they want to check in and all that. And I've been very fortunate that I've been asked to serve in COVID-19 task force with some chambers of commerce on the state of Florida. So that's been a volunteering time. My biggest focus right now is to helping small businesses, especially minority-owned businesses. Some of them didn't get the PPPs. I was very fortunate to get it. Some of them, they want to understand why that happened. So, we talk to them, we bring them experts to talk to them and so forth. And that have also sitting on the a CEO roundtable that I have people from all the people that have been invited, and it's fascinating to listen to how different sectors are going to be impacted and how people have to reinvent themselves. And then lately, also the Broward Alliance invited me to participate in the marketing council so that we can help restart our economy here in Florida. So and then of course, my course of business meetings and then socializing with my cocktails at 6 p.m.
Which is a can't miss event. So that, first of all, it really sounds, and I'm not surprised that you sort of have your rhythm, even though it's changed. You've created your rhythm. I love love the way you're taking care of your people. What are you seeing that's happening in the community? I think Broward County is probably opening up any day now. So what are you like, being around 10 other CEOs must have been fascinating, because every category, I heard someone say this last week, we're all in the same boat, and we're not all in the same boat. We are all in very different boats in this crazy water. So what else are you hearing?
You know what? I have a couple of different things. I have several workshops on a research that we did. I moderated it last year in corporate America and Latinas in corporate America, and we're going to be launching that next week. And it's a national report. But I was talking to them, and this lady in particular was indicating. I'm not going to say the background necessarily, but she works for a major 500 Fortune company, and she has a job. She works from home. She doesn't have to worry about losing the job and all of that. She's set. But then she says that the people around her in her neighborhood, she's seeing how people have lost their jobs. And, she's in a pretty much a privileged neighborhood because of the type of organization that she worked for and the title that she has. And she says it's not equal for everybody. People, we're not in this together. It's very sad to see that. On the positive side, because I like to stay very positive among things, it's like, what are we going to do? What is the form we were talking about yesterday? I thought it was fascinating. Entertainment. What are we going to do, see and watch? I know you love music. Watch a live show right there in front of the stage. We don't know when that's going to happen, right? But at the same time, then you have all these other opportunities. The safety. People wants to feel safe. They want to feel safe when they walk. My people, when they walk through the door and walk in here, they want to know that everything that they touch, it's clean, that we're covered, that we have, masks to cover and protect each other if we're having a meeting, etc. So any safe products or anything that has to do with that, it's going to be big in the business. Obviously, the testing, right? Molecular testing versus rapid test is a very different type of test. Telemedicine, all these activities about how to provide, it's not a fad anymore. It's going to be here to stay. Education. So you see all these new technology as to how you're gonna be able to have a code that it's automatically eliminating any kind of bacteria. So if something falls in there, immediately bounces off or cleans by itself, right? This is really cool stuff.
Yeah,
To really follow the money. I was saying before we started, it's like I'm trying to follow the money of all that new technology that's going to happen so that we can provide insights to our clients and future clients.
I will have my first telemedicine appointment with my doctor next week. And it was a doctor that I've seen since I've been in Palm Beach. And they said, hey, you have your appointment next week. And I was like, I'm not coming. And they go, no, we have it set up for you to. And it was fascinating, the process, because I consider myself somewhat digitally savvy. But I can imagine for a lot of patients, that's a big leap to, and then I'm hearing that, every phase of healthcare is moving to telemedicine. It's more efficient, more time, so, and I know that you're an expert in that or trying to be an expert anyway. So,
yeah, no, we are. Healthcare is one of our main areas of expertise. We have won many awards. There's a company that, and you're somewhat involved that we brought from Israel for prostate cancer, and that's another technology, because it's not your traditional way of prostate cancer, and it can save lives, and that's the type of thing that we have to present and into how people are going to feel safe in order to go and get a regular checkup or to be monitored. Sensors, things that you don't need a human being to actually walk into a patient's room in order to understand if they're COVID-19 infected or if they fell off the bed. So those type of technology is really fascinating, and I'm having a ball getting access to all of that. So it's really excellent.
And you know what's great? I mean, every time I'm around you, you have this energy, this thing about you. And you know what? It translates in this environment. And that's, I think, one of your competitive advantages. And if people understand that this environment can do what we used to do face to face, there will still be face to face at some point. It'll still happen. So, I want to switch gears. I want to put you on the spot for a minute. And I've asked a lot of my guests this. We've been quarantined for 2 months. I know for me, I've started to eat some foods that I would never consider eating as an adult. That I am, like, so for
Broccoli?
me, well, no, more like Yoo-hoo, it's like, growing up in New York, Yoo-hoo was huge. I had Yoo-hoo all the time. Became an adult, I said, that's not a drink. Well, I'm buying Yoo-hoo all the time. What food are you eating now that you would not have eaten before this?
But I think it's a great question. Actually, Steve, if we see each other in person, you're probably going to notice I've lost almost 20 pounds.
Have you really?
Yes, because first of all, what I mentioned to you before, I used to travel. I used to eat a lot of fast food. I used to eat every night, socializing, taking clients out, etc. I mean, the biggest thing for me was looking at my credit card. I'm not seeing a lot of charges or restaurants.
Wow,
so that was a great thing.
Wow, that's great.
But so literally, I'm eating healthier. I'm still eating a lot of stuff that I usually normally do, but we're trying to stick to 2 main meals a day.
Wow.
Trying to, I still need to work on it on exercising, but the fact that I walk sometimes from my office to home or vice versa, it's good. But yeah, I'm definitely focusing on that. I'm still doing my cocktails, so that's still part of the
and that's never going to change, right? That should never go away, right?
No. I may. No, it's part of who I am, and that's okay. But I'm sleeping better. To be honest with you, I know people have because of anxiety, etc. But I think it's a way that you compartmentalize your thinking, and if you let those thoughts, get into your mindset. And believe me, I've been there. And I think when you and we met, I was also going through a very low time in my business, and I was going through a lot of stuff. So I couldn't shake it at that time. Now I'm like, hey, I've been there. I don't want to know anything about it. So I book myself. I give my time free to causes that I care about. JA, by the way, is one of them. We're going to try to hire one of the kids from JA. Talk to Lori about it. And so thank you. I know you and Michael introduced me to the organization. And in any case, so that had really contributed, and I'm watching what I'm eating, not doing a lot of breads. If I eat bread once a month is a lot. I used to do that a lot. I eliminated cheeses and a lot of, fatty meals. So I'm feeling good. I'm really feeling excellent.
You are making
especially
me feel
when you
so bad because I went the other way. I am eating and drinking and hanging out. I mean, I'm working out a lot. If I wasn't working out, it would be terrible. But anyway, thank you so much for spending your time with us. I think this was fantastic. Great feedback. I'll put information on how people can get in touch with you. If there's one last thing that people have a question of, what would you say to people that you can help the most with so that they can reach out and you and your business can help them with?
Absolutely. I think that the same way that we're looking at sectors, watching what's happening, you have to look at demographics. The demographics, if they together, whether it's Hispanic, African American, Asian, LGBT communities, it's another, you got to see, you have to stop, listen, and think what's happening in those demographics so you can offer your products there, and it's a new revenue opportunity for you. We can help you with that.
Fantastic. I am working with a new vegan ice cream, and when we're done, I want to talk to you about how we can market to your clients and your constituents. It'll be great.
Absolutely. I'd be happy to do it. And of course, it would be on a diet or nutrition. So.
You are the best. I can't wait till we're done with this and we can go have lunch at the Tower Club. In the meantime,
Yes.
I want all of my audience to reach out to you for help. You're the best. Thanks for spending time with us.
Thank you so much. Be safe, and I'll see you soon. Thank you.
Stay on the ball.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.